Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tiffany and this is Tiffin Stitches, and I just wanted to film a quick introduction to this Cast On My Fall Projects vlog. So I filmed over a 2-week period and just kind of showed you guys me working on my new fall cast-ons. I decided that having them all cast on was going to be what was best for me this season, so that I could just pick up and kind of have different types of knitting for different moods and, you know, different time being available, things like that. So I went ahead and I cast them all on so that they're ready and they're available and I can work on them. So out of all of the projects that I had in my, if you haven't watched my fall plans video, definitely check that out first, because you'll kind of see the nitty-gritty details about each of these patterns, why I hope to knit them, what I'm knitting them with, that kind of thing. But of them, I only had one of them cast on already, and I did make some progress on that. And then I cast on the rest of them. So enjoy this little vlog, taking you through a little bit of my life and showing you. I do knit a lot in the car, so don't judge me too hard for that, but there are some clips in the car for sure. And that's just because I'm always on the go and I'm constantly getting kids from school and taking kids to appointments and things like that. So just a lot of my filming was in the car, a bit at home, but enjoy, and I will see you back here at the end, and I'm just gonna go through where we're at on everything, just a summary, because there's some of the projects that I updated you on, but I haven't given you like the full update on where it sits today as we go into fall. So enjoy that, and I will see you back here in a few minutes. Hey guys, so I thought about it, and I thought that it would be maybe a cool vlog format for me to spend the week casting on my fall projects. Now, in order to do this, I have to go buy some size 6 needles and some new cables, so that's on the agenda. But for now, I do have a pair of size 6 free, and I thought I would go ahead and start my Monday sweater today by Petite Knit. It is Tuesday, September 17th, so it would have been more fitting if I would have started it yesterday, but yesterday was a tough day and I had a lot going on. And the only knitting I did yesterday, I did a few rows on my Cumulus tee that I'm trying to finish as one of my last like summer knits. But I also completely finished and blocked my camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, which was one of my things I wanted to get done. So I'm excited that that is finished, and I'm excited that my Cumulus tee, I have it right here, I'll show you guys. Since we are, oh, I hurt my back today and I can't move. It's really not great. So here is where we are with the Cumulus tee. I am making this in Kraken yarns, their BFL silk base, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous to work with. I love it. So I'm a little over halfway done with the body, I think. It's got to be 21 inches long from the top neck down. I still have a ways to go. I think I'm at about 14 inches or so. So still a good amount of work to do on that one, but I have size 6 needles, and I thought I would go ahead and cast on the Monday sweater by Petite Knit, and that I would show you guys. I've got about 20 minutes till I've got to go get the kiddo from school, which is, I'm sitting here parked. And so I'm going to pull up the pattern here, and we are going to figure out what we need to cast on. So let's see. We've got the Monday sweater. So this is her. Ooh, she's basic. I'll probably insert a picture, but basic raglan, top-down raglan with a combination of mohair and wool. I'm so excited to start this one. All right, so I am knitting the size small in this one. I talked about it in my fall plans video. If you haven't watched that, that is currently up on my channel, but I talked about all of my sizing, my gauge, or the gauge of the pattern, all of the details of each of these patterns is there, but I am knitting this one in a size small, and in order to get it started, I need to cast on 106 stitches. 106 stitches, and oh, and you join your work in the round automatically? I'm surprised by that. I've been knitting so many drop shoulder sweaters that I'm like, there's no back shaping. Like, what? So yeah, cast on 106 and join in the round, making sure it's not twisted, and dive into some ribbing, I guess. I guess you start with the collar too. Interesting. Okay, well, we will get it started. Just a reminder of what yarns I am using for this. I know I just talked about it in that video, but in case you haven't seen that, I am holding this cone of woolly knit British wool in the color Pine Forest Green with a 1 strand of Drops Kid Silk Mohair in the color 24. And that is what I needed to get gauge. So I wonder if this one is a size 4 needle for the ribbing. So since oh yeah, I have to cast on with a 4. Okay, so I didn't even need my 6 needles. Who knew? Hopefully I have 4s with me. I do. Okay, awesome. So I use ChowGoo interchangeable needles. Just since I'm pulling these out, I might as well share. And I have supplemented with extra needle tips where needed. I also have bought US zeros and things like that my kit doesn't come with. But for now, I'm just going to change these needle tips out to a 4, and hopefully this is one of my shorter cables, but it's not my shortest, and with 104 stitches this might be too long. So, I gotta see what I can figure out because I don't have any other cables with me, and I think that if I'm joining a collar in the round with 104 stitches that I might need a smaller set than this. We'll see. Okay. All right, I'll check in with you guys before I head into the school. Joined in the round, and now it is telling me to do 1 by 1 ribbing. So I'm gonna sit here and knock that out for a few rounds, and the needles I am using currently are barely big enough for me to have joined this in the round, so we'll see if I decide to continue using these guys or if I'm gonna search for a smaller cable. We shall see where we land. Maybe once I get the first row done, it'll be a little bit more manageable. But Monday sweater is officially cast on. Okay, so I just finished the first row of the 1 by 1 rib, and it is so much easier on the second row. So, as I thought it would be. That first row was a little bit brutal, but we are on to the second. We're feeling a lot prettier now. So I've got to do many more rows of this 1 by 1. It looks like there is another row where I have to do a slip stitch situation in but I still have a few more rows of this before then. So I'm thinking that with each of these projects, I will just focus on them for that day that I cast them on, and then just get as far as I get. Just depends on how much knitting time I have that day. But at least it's ready to go, and so that I can pick it up and get some progress on it. So now that I am pretty close to finishing my summer whips, I want to have these ready to go, so that my goal was to finish my summer whips by the 21st. I don't think that's going to happen with my Cumulus tee, if we're being honest. And then my twisted loop tank is going to go into hibernation until probably the spring. I do want the finished product, but I just don't want to work on it right now. But y'all will see all of that in my podcast, and I'll talk through all that. But anyways, I figure I will spend this week kind of prepping these projects for a bit, still working on my Cumulus tee. I do have some work travel this week, so I don't know what I will bring with me. I might save my porcelain sweater for that trip because it's a little bit more portable than bringing a cone. I don't really want to bring a cone on an airplane. So I will probably bring maybe my Hannah cardigan, my size, for one way to cast that on, and then my porcelain sweater to get the sleeves, the front panel cast on for the other direction of the flight. So I'll probably do that. And for now, I think I'm going to do the Monday sweater today, and then probably the Ingrid sweater tomorrow. And we'll have all that going on. I'm going to have to go tomorrow and get more size 6 needles, though, in order to make this work. So right now I'm only using the 4s for this. So if I only want to work on the ribbing and get that to a stopping point, then I can use the 6s. Because I think with the Ingrid, you cast on the body. It's a drop shoulder. So I should be able to go straight into working with the 6s on that one. So I may do that, but I still need to get more cables and that kind of thing. So I think that is my plan, to go to the knitting store at some point tomorrow, depending on what my work day looks like, and get those 6s. And some cables. So I will keep you guys updated on where I go for that. I will probably just go to maybe Yarn Store Boutique, one of the ones that's closer to me, because as much as I love the modern skein, it's far. Hey there. So I made it. Oh, let's see. Do you want to focus? Through that much of the color. I am a little over halfway done, so it's a good start, I think. Tomorrow we will cast on something new. Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Just pulled into the house and parked, but I thought I would check in with you guys on casting on all of my fall makes this week. So I showed you guys last night, I have it here, that I was able to get a little bit done on my, oh, that color in this light, it's so pretty. I really do love it. So I have about 8 more rounds of this particular section of the pattern, and I would like to go ahead and get those done before I like put this down, you know, and move on to the next one. So, let's see if we can get, yeah. So there's where we're at. We've started the collar. We've got a little over halfway last night, as you saw. So I'm gonna finish 8 more rows of 1x1 rib, and then I will be in a really good stopping point for that guy. And then I think I'm gonna cast on the Ingrid sweater today. I'm here to pick up the yarn, and then I have, so obviously I'm using my size 4 needles currently for that project, but I don't have any more cables free. So I was thinking about it, and I do have a size US 6 fixed circular here at the house that I could use. So I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get the yarn, And then I'll have everything I need to cast that on today. I will not probably be able to make it to a yarn shop today. If I do, it'll be later. I have a very busy day today. So I would like to go ahead and get the needles that I need. But in the cables that I need, because I leave for a work trip tomorrow. So we will see. I need to see if I can fit it in. It's a very busy day. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, that's the plan for today. I'll keep you guys updated throughout the day. I'll probably touch base once I finish up on the Monday sweater, and then again once I get a little bit done on the Ingrid sweater. So it's a fun week. I enjoy casting on new projects, and considering these are very planned out, I feel good about getting them on the needles and having them as active whips, because I want them available for the season, you know? Like, I don't know, I'm not a monogamous knitter, and these they serve different purposes, you know? Like the Monday sweater is stockinette, so that'll be something easy to take with me when I want something mindless, right? And then the Ingrid sweater, the Storm sweater, those are both like textured patterns that keep your attention, and so I think it's good to get them started and kind of work through a section on one, maybe work through a section on the other. I think that's the only way I'm gonna have any chance of getting these guys close to accomplished for the season. And granted, my fall knitting plans will probably trickle into winter knitting plans, if we're being honest, just because from a timing standpoint, that's a lot of sweaters. But I think this gives me the best chance at getting some stuff finished and making sure I've got things moving in the right direction. So I am wearing a new finished object today. This is my camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things in Knitwear. I will talk all about it in the podcast that's up and coming, but it is all done and I like it. I'm not super happy with my finishing on one of the arms. I think it's the other arm. This one actually looks okay. The other arm's a little bit messier, but it is what it is. I like it. It's fine to wear it. I think it fits me well. It's got just the right amount of ease. It's definitely not, I think the pattern calls for it to be more fitted, more negative ease. Mine is at the bust, but I run into that problem a lot because I have a bigger bust and a smaller waist. So if I make something for my bust, it has negative ease at the bust, it's a little baggy at the waist. And I'm just not really worried about doing waist decreases and shaping and all of that stuff. So that's kind of the fit of this one. I feel really good about the way it fits. It's comfy and I love how it turned out. So I'll tell you guys more about that in the next video, and I'll check in with you guys here in a bit. All right, so status update. I was able to fit in a little trip to the knitting shop. Unfortunately, the one closest to me was not open today, so we're driving back during our lunch break, and it's been a day. It's been busy, but we got some size 6 needles, so that's exciting. I think I have plenty to cast everything that I want to cast on. So yep, I will be working with my new needles on my Ingrid sweater. Hey. Okay, so I am on a work trip in the Tulsa area of Oklahoma, and I flew here today and just finished up all my work meetings. I've got more in the morning, and then I fly home tomorrow. But I thought I would quickly show you guys what I worked on today. It was one of my fall makes, and I'm actually super excited about the progress I made between my time at the airport and my time on the flight. And I'm gonna work a little bit more on it tonight because I am enjoying it, and I have a goal of getting to a certain spot, so we'll see if I can get there. Before I show you though, I did make a mistake, and I have decided that instead of ripping all of this back, I am going to fudge it a little bit. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and I am going to show you guys where I'm at on my porcelain sweater, and then I'm going to tell you what I did wrong. And if you have anything that I'm not thinking of that this is really gonna go wrong, put it in the comments below, because I think I have a plan for how it'll be totally fine, but if I'm missing something and you've encountered this before, then please tell me, because I don't want to get too far into this and then like it be hopeless. So I'm gonna turn this around and we're gonna see where we're at. Okay, so this, I had only had the back piece done as of this morning. And so I started when I was sitting waiting for my flight to depart from Houston. I picked up the stitches for the left shoulder seam, and I worked this panel, and then I did the right, and I just joined all of the front part together. Now, where I went wrong is that I only cast on, for some reason I knew I was making the size medium, but I was looking at it and I was questioning myself, and I was like, no, maybe I was making the extra small. I don't know why I didn't do a little bit more counting to double check, because it's been so long since I started this project that the only indicator I would have of what size I'm making, because I didn't take any notes, would be like certain stitch counts. And I didn't count the stitches across, but I counted some other things, and I just kind of flew right into thinking I was knitting the extra small and that I must have been mistaken. I was not mistaken. I am knitting a medium. So when I cast on for the shoulder, I casted on the number of stitches for extra small, and did the same when I got to this side. And it wasn't until about like halfway through this side that I was like, I should check. And then I went back and I counted the number of stitches that I have on hold for the back piece, and it's the medium. So what I'm gonna do, I'm sure I should have picked up 4 stitches on each side that I did not, and then I should have increased a little bit more than I did. So overall, I think I have an additional 12 stitches in the neckline on the front and 8 stitches in the neckline on the back. So a total of 20 additional stitches in this circumference than I should have. And so my thought is that I'm gonna, because I already increased here, I'm back to the medium now. I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pick up an additional 20 stitches than what the pattern recommends, but then I'm going to do around, like in my first round of the neck, I'm going to decrease those 20 stitches so that it's not bunched where I picked up, and my pickup rate makes sense for the circumference, but then I'm going to do knit 2 togethers to decrease it back down and then do the ribbing. And so I'll have reduced that fabric on the neckline itself. And I think that should work okay. And now I'm back up to a medium. My front has the same amount of stitches as my back. And so the only thing that's bigger than it should be is the circumference of the neckline. So I don't know, you guys let me know. Let me know what you think.
Golden days drifting far away, light is leaving town, colors fade, but I'm thinking we stay just for a little while. Let's lose track of time, darling, stay for a little longer while I hold your time. We'll wait, so just rest your head upon my shoulder. Nothing in our way is colder, but the day's not over yet. Summer nights, watch them go by as we fight off the cold. Holding you tight, you know just what I'm thinking. I don't want this moment to go. No, I don't.
Hello. So it is now Sunday, and I thought I would check in. I did not check in with you guys yesterday. I did film a little bit of me sitting outside with the family and knitting, so you'll see a little clip of that. But I thought I would actually talk through what I cast on yesterday and where I'm at with everything. So yesterday I was able to get to a really, really good spot on the back yoke of my, or the back panel of my storm sweater. So, actually I may turn the camera around and show you guys where we're at. But the cast on is up here. There is a textured section. It's rolling really bad. Textured section up there at the top, and then you do some garter rows and then some broken rib. And I now have incorporated all of the stitches in the back panel. So I'll flip this around. I'll show you guys where we're at with this guy, and probably at a stopping point for this one right now, just because I do have all the stitches incorporated. So it's just knitting flat, pretty basic, whatever pattern it needs to be in. I'm at a good point, I guess is all I'm trying to say. So I'm probably gonna put this one away, and then I will show you guys what I plan to work on for the rest of today. So it's still curling a bit, but you can see it a little bit better. So you've got like this trapezoid shape with the broken rib and the texture here. So everything is looking good. It's a little bit darker in this lighting than the true color, but it's not showing as much of the green, but it really does have like a green tint to it. But yeah, I'm loving it. I think it looks really pretty. I'm excited to keep working on it, but for now we're gonna put it away because it is at a really good stopping point for me to pick it up in the future, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna work on next. So the first thing that I'd like to do today is get my Ingrid sweater to the same spot that I'm at on my storm sweater. So finish that, incorporating all the stitches of that back trapezoid kind of panel. I still have a good amount of stitches that I have not incorporated, so I'd like to pick that back up and get to a good spot on that one. So that's goal number 1 for the day. And then the next one is you guys saw a clip of me in Oklahoma the other night telling you guys I was gonna fudge my porcelain sweater, and it just hasn't been sitting right with me. Like, I want this sweater to be as good as it can be. And I redid the back panel. I didn't tell you guys all of this, but when I first started this before summer, I redid the back panel 3 different times because I messed up the color work and I just like wasn't reading the chart right. And I had cast on the wrong number of stitches at some point. I just made a lot of mistakes, and I went through and did all of the work to get it right. And so I've just felt a little guilty and a little convicted that I should rip out the work I did when I was on my way to Oklahoma and basically start that panel back over. If we're being honest, the work that I've put into it is only about maybe 2.5-ish, 3 hours of work, maybe. So I just feel like I should do it right, you know? I shouldn't fudge it. So, plus I need to tink back one of the color work rows that I did. Somehow I got an extra stitch casted on at the end, like a loop got picked up, and so it threw off my color work by 1 stitch. So I got to rip that back anyway. So I'm thinking that we're going to rip back these shoulders, at least to where they're the cast on, and then I will pick up the additional 4 stitches on each side and do it right, so that I can sleep at night knowing I did it right. So I have to sneeze. Okay. So I would like to get that ripped back and cast back on today. I don't know how much progress I'll make, but I want it to fit right. I want it to be the right size. I don't want the neck to be too big, and so what I was going to have to do is basically like get through the color work chart on the front panel, then I was going to cast on the neck so that I didn't forget what I needed to do, and that just seems like really convoluted, and like I may mess it up and then it's not going to fit right. So I'm going to do it right. As much as it pains me to rip out all the work, I'm going to do it right. So that'll be my task number 2, is to get my porcelain sweater ripped back and get it cast back on and going in the right direction. So I'll touch base with you guys here in a bit, and we'll go from there. I'll let you guys know where I get. Hi guys. So just touching base and checking in with you guys really quick on what I've been working on and what I'm about to cast on. So still working away on getting my fall knitting on the needles, but I did get a little obsessed with my Ingrid sweater, and I intended to move on a little faster than I had, but I I couldn't put it down. I still want to finish the section that I'm working on, so I may finish that over the next couple of days and then move on. Sorry, I'm admiring it. And then move on to, I have 2 more projects, no, really 3. So it's gonna take this whole week. So I'm thinking I might upload this video Saturday, which would make it like a full 2-week vlog. But we'll see how it all goes. Anyway, so this is the, well, if I can figure out how to get it not to roll on you. This is where I'm at on the Ingrid sweater on the back panel. You can see I've got the lattice section kind of going there. I'm not quite finished with it. I've got a few more rows of that section, but the back panel is well underway. And like I said, I couldn't put it down. So with the storm sweater, once I got to the point where all the stitches were incorporated, I put it down. But with this one, like, I just wanted to keep going. I wanted to do the eyelets and see how they turned out. I wanted to do the lattice and see how it turned out. So it's just these kind of patterns. I knew it was gonna get my attention, and so I've just been busy working away on that. But I also got in my size 7 needles that I needed another pair of in order to cast on my Hannah cardigan my size. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I'm waiting on Carter to get out of robotics. I only have a few minutes, but I thought I could at least get it cast on, so I will show you guys that. Hello. So it's Tuesday, September 24th, and we're getting near the end of this vlog. We're getting there, guys. Hopefully, slowly but surely. So I wanted to let you guys know that I did cast on my Hannah cardigan my size. You can see that fisherman's rib coming in hot. I barely started it, so I'm planning to get a couple more repeats of the increases done today. And then I did pick up the last project that I need to completely frog and restart, which is my Aurelia pullover by Sari Nordland. So I did pick that up from the house and have that with me in case I get the time today to rip that out. We'll see. But that would be my last project to actually like rip out, like recast on. And then the only other thing I have left to do is to rip out the work I did on my porcelain sweater and restart that, which I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been feeling super motivated to do because I'm bummed that I messed up. But I just need to do it. I just need to bite the bullet and do it and get it restarted. So yeah, I'll probably work on this a little bit today and get that to a good stopping point where I can like easily find my spot in the pattern. That was my goal with all of these, is to get them to a point where it was a clean breaking point. Of course, I went a little rogue on my Ingrid sweater, and now I need to finish the lattice section because otherwise I'm gonna be lost on where I'm at when I pick it back up. But we'll do that eventually. And then I'm gonna wrap up this vlog once I get the Aurelia cast back on and get the porcelain sweater fixed and get it edited and get it uploaded. So we're getting there. And then the next video I hope to film is a podcast where I'll talk more in detail about my summer, like finished objects, my summer progress, and then what I was able to get cast on for all of these projects. And we'll go from there with our normal podcast format. So that's kind of the plan at the moment. It has been a hectic little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So knitting has been very therapeutic, and it's been fun casting on all these projects. I don't know, like I keep going back and forth on how this is gonna work out for me. Like either I'm going to have great success in the fact that I have these ready to go, I can pick them up. I'm sure I'll pick ones to focus on, but then I'll have the other ones like ready to go when I'm done with those. So I don't think I'll be bouncing between the 6 projects consistently, but my goal was just to have them available. It's like have the Monday sweater available for if I need basic stockinette in the round, right? Which granted, I'm not to like, well, I am, it's a raglan, so yeah, I'll have like raglan stitches, but it'll be pretty basic. And then if I need more of that, like keep you intrigued, you know, do a section on the Ingrid sweater, get through that, do a section on the storm sweater, get through that. if I need that kind of knitting, I have that available. And then if I really want complex knitting, I've got the cable. And then if I want to do some color work, I've got the porcelain, you know, like I'm giving myself a little bit of variety. So that way, whatever mood strikes, I have a project like ready to go. The Hannah cardigan, my size, this one is more of a like desire for my wardrobe, like really having a neutral cardigan. Plus I've never made a cardigan. This is my first cardigan knit, which I saw it done. I was watching String Things by Mel, and she's who I first saw this pattern done from, and I just fell in love with it. I think it's gorgeous. Like the fisherman's rib looks really, really pretty. It looks very classic. I love the construction of it. And I think that this yarn combo is going to be just like such a good neutral pair with anything. Like with the butt, it's going to look so good when it has like, if I pick the right buttons, which I haven't decided what color I'm getting. Once we get closer, I'll have you guys help me pick that out. But yeah, I'm just really excited to actually have, like, I want all of the finished objects, but this one is like such a basic for my wardrobe, like such a wardrobe staple that like, I'm really excited to have this one finished, and hopefully get to wear it this winter. So we'll see. Okay, well, that's the only update I have. I didn't work anymore on my Ingrid sweater since I checked in with you guys yesterday. I didn't really get to knit as much as I thought last night. I brought my knitting with me to an appointment, and that appointment took on a whole new life. It's a long story, but I didn't get to knit. I was just dealing with a lot of things. So I knit a little bit when I got home, but I was exhausted. So I'm going to work on this a bit and start my morning off with a few stitches, because it's always a good way to start your day. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day when you're watching this, and I'll check in with you guys here in a little while, let you know what I get done today. Bye!
Later on in the night, when the crowds have gone, we could talk under moonlight till dawn. We could stay to watch the sunrise, cancel all our plans. We don't need.
Hello. Okay, so I'm checking in again today because we had a disaster. We had to frog the Hannah cardigan all the way back to the beginning because your girl does not know how to tink back fisherman's rib. It's a skill I need to learn, and I missed an increase. I have now worked it back pretty close to where I was earlier, so you may not be able to tell the difference. I still have a little bit of work to do, but oh, that's the back. So I missed an increase on one side, and luckily it's easy to read this, and I just hadn't checked yet, and I was like, thought I was good. I've had a lot going on in my life, and I've been like knitting on this while I've been multitasking, and I guess I just completely skipped one of the increases. And so we're back on track now. I should probably make sure we're back on track, but I did check right before my last round and we were good. So I have to do 13 repeats, and I am back. I just finished number 6. I had gotten to 10, and then I realized I skipped increase on like row 5 or something, like way back in the beginning. So we just started over, and now here we are. It is literally, let's see if we can get it to focus. It is literally the squishiest, softest fabric, and I cannot wait. Like, I didn't even mind restarting it because I actually am really enjoying the fisherman's rib, and it's so squishy and it's so soft, and I like just really cannot wait to have this cardigan. I didn't even care. I was like, I'm doing it right. I don't know how to frog it. I tried to frog it. It wasn't working. So I ripped it out and started it over. It was only about an hour of work, so not a huge deal. But I just wanted to check in, let you guys know that. I have not frogged my Aurelia yet. I have not frogged my porcelain and picked that back up. We'll see when that happens, but I have a few more days before I need to start editing this, so we'll see where we get with everything. But for now, I'm going to keep working on this while I wait for school to release. I've got about 15, 16 minutes-ish. So I'm gonna see what I can get done, and I will touch base with you guys before I head in to get him. So I just got through another row. I've got to do the knits back, but I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so even though the increases are right here where there's, you know, and it's like that on both sides, even though they're identical stitches, identical everything, it's just crazy to me how it's creating the trapezoid. Like, no, nothing right leaning, nothing left leaning. Like, I guess I just didn't expect it, and I haven't really thought much about the, you know, mechanics behind it, but I'm just surprised at how simple the increases in making the trapezoid shape has been with this pattern. So far really highly impressed with the construction, and it's simple, and as long as you do your increases when you're supposed to, you'll end up with a sweater eventually, I think. So I'm gonna go get the kiddo from school, but that is my current check-in. I am about to go, I have a new project bag that's in the mail at the new house, so I'm gonna run over there, grab that, and then off to get the other kid from daycare and get dinner started. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I will probably work a little bit more on this guy tonight and get it to a good place, and then I will move on to the Aurelia sweater. So this particular section has 13 repeats of the same rows, and I have now done 8. So I've got about 5 more to do, and then I'll probably call that one quits and move on to the Aurelia. So I'll keep you guys updated. Hello. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, September 25th, and I have a day in the office today, so I am about to head in, finishing up my breakfast, and thought I would show you guys where I got on my Hannah cardigan my size and kind of talk through what my plan is for today. So in terms of the Hannah cardigan, I got a new project bag. It came in the mail yesterday. It is from 5 to 6, I think the brand is called. She has a tag somewhere. Let me find it. I think she does. Where is it? Yeah, I think it's called 5 to 6. But anyway, I'll find it and I'll link it below. But I did get completely caught up and actually made some additional progress. Oh, my mohair is stuck in the zipper. That's not good. Let's see if I can get that out. Maybe. I might have ripped that mohair, but that's okay. It's on the... It did, but it's on the tail, not the working yarn, so that's good. Maybe it is the working yarn. It is. Okay, well, good to know. So this is where we got on. Actually goes like this, and that is the right side. So that's what we got on the Hannah cardigan. I love the way that the increases work up. Just, it looks so clean and so nice, and it's just really simple to do. So super happy with that guy. Like, squishiest. I love this. I can't explain. I wish there was feel-o-vision so you guys could feel how soft and squishy this is. So yeah, we got that to a good place. We're now just fisherman's rib flat until it measures a certain length. So that's in a really good stopping spot. And the next thing that I would like to accomplish, that I'm going to sit here and do before I head in and face the day, is to unravel my Aurelia and get it ready to cast back on, and then that way I can cast it on during lunch. So that is my plan. So I figured I would do a little bit of footage of me ripping that out so that, you know, you guys can see, share it with y'all. I'll turn on some lovely music and speed that up and get that ripped out, and then I'm gonna head into the office and I will touch base with you guys here in a little while. All finished, and as I was unwinding this, I was really thinking about like what I would change about this since I get the opportunity to restart it, and I think I might change the color that I'm using. So this is, I still love this color. I think this color would do better in more of a stockinette type pattern. I'm going to save these 2 balls in case I need them. They're super crinkly. They've been knitted in cables for over a year. So they're going to be like, if I need them, I'll use them, kind of backups. I still have plenty on the cone and in the ball that I had wound off. So I'll save these for later. But I think I may switch gears with my yarn choice for this. I have a dark green color that I feel like would make the cables pop a little bit more. I feel like it would be more wearable of a color. This color just, I don't know. I don't know that I love it. I think it will look okay in like, with like paired with a, you know, lighter color mohair potentially or something, and do like a stockinette drop shoulder or raglan. I think it would look pretty, but I want to absolutely love the color of a cable sweater that's this cabled, and I have this dark forest green that I just feel would be a little bit better suited. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to maybe go during my lunch break, grab that other cone, wind off a bit of it, and then have that ready to go. But yeah, it's all frogged. No more Aurelia pullover, and we'll start it over. So, headed into work. I will talk to you guys later. Hello, hello. I feel like this is like a weird angle, but it's stable. So, here we are. So, I just got to my lunch break and went down the street to the house and got the new yarn that I want to do the Aurelia sweater in. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how this works up. I think it's going to be just an overall better color for the cables, a easier to wear color for my skin tone, that kind of thing. So I'm excited about making the switch. So I did wind off a bit of the yarn. This is Holst Garn, super soft, in the color Moreland, which is this beautiful deep green with some like multicolored flecks, brown you can really see in there. It's definitely got like a really good dimension to the yarn. So I think it's going to be real pretty for the cables. And I just think it's going to be better. Do you guys agree? Comment below if you agree. I'm going to get this cast on. I need to cast on 100 stitches. I have my size 6 needles here. I'm probably going to have to switch to a shorter cable. These are a 40 inch. But for now, it will work. for what I need to get this cast on because it's not in the round just yet. You work it flat for just a bit before you join it in the round at the front. It's not a ton, but it is a decent little section that is worked flat. So I'm going to cast on the 100 stitches, and then I've got to go get some food and get back to work. So that's probably about all I'll get done at this moment in time. But then hopefully I can get some good foundation done on the setup rows and the, you know, the raglans and all that stuff today. And then my hope is that tomorrow I can rework my porcelain sweater or get it ripped back and get it restarted. And then I should be ready to close out this video. So my plan is to film kind of a overview on Friday, like a podcasty kind of end to this vlog to show you guys where I got on everything, kind of talk through all the changes, all the like where we sit today at the end of it all. And then that way, as you see these projects and podcasts in the coming weeks, that you kind of see where it all started, right? That's the hope. So I'm gonna get this cast on and I will show you guys. There's not going to be much to show, but I'll show you guys when I finish that part of it, and then I'll go about my day and I'll check in with you guys later. Hello. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, September 26th, and I think this is going to be my last day of filming for this vlog. I think I'm going to wrap it up today. We'll see what happens. But so let me update you guys on my Aurelia pullover. I didn't do much. I did the first cable row yesterday, and I will probably do the wrong side row just to get this one repeat kind of. I can't get this to. I did the setup row, and then I did the first cable row, and that is all that I've done on this. But that is going to be a long-term project. I'm not like worried about getting to a certain point on that one. As long as I keep track of what cable row I'm on, it pretty much is cables from the get-go. So, like I said, I'll probably do a wrong side row on that just real quick right now. And then that will be there for when I'm ready to do some cabling. But my main focus today and the last little stretch of this vlog is to fix my porcelain sweater, which I have been dreading pulling this out, but it needs to be fixed. I just can't live, like, I was really proud of my pickups and like getting all of this done at the airport. So I'm going to pull out all this color work, pull out the shoulder panels and get them restarted. Ideally, I don't think I may have enough time to get back to where I'm at on this, but I want to say this was probably about 2.5, 3 hours worth of work. So I don't think I'm going to have that much time today, but we'll just see. We'll see. We are kid-free tonight. It's Thursdays. Thursdays are our date night. So depending on what we do, if we stay home and watch our show, I may have enough time to get this caught back up. But right now, I'm going to rip this back, do a little yarn management for these pieces, and get the front panel of this restarted. So that is the last task on this vlog, and then I'm going to film tomorrow a like podcast kind of ending to this, where we go through all of the projects and where we're at, and kind of refresh what yarn I'm using, just because I did make some changes in there. And yeah, so this has been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I can't wait to share the progress on these projects in coming weeks' podcasts. You will see a podcast right after this vlog goes live, and in that podcast I probably won't touch too much on my fall projects. I'll probably point people in the direction of this video. So if you're coming from the podcast, I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, since I just wrapped this up, I feel like I would just be repetitive if I talk about the fall projects on this coming up podcast. So this one will probably be focused on wrapping up my summer knits and where I'm at on those, what's going into hibernation, what I'm trying to finish, that kind of thing. And then you'll see my fall projects pop up on future podcasts as I work on them. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna go to future Tiffany and give you guys an update on all my projects. So I will see you guys then. All right, welcome back. If you made it this far, or if you skipped the vlog and you just wanted to see where everything sits and have kind of a bit of a podcast style, that works too. I don't blame you. But I did have fun filming it, and if you did watch, I hope you enjoyed kind of the progress of that 2-week period and the debates I had with myself on what I was gonna do, and you know, the mistakes I made and all of the fun stuff that happened over the last couple of weeks. But I am surrounded by project bags, and I am excited to share with you guys where everything sits going into fall. And then from here on out, we will just see these projects in podcasts, and I hope you guys enjoy them. I have my little ghosty sweater on today just because I'm in the mood. It's fall, it feels nice outside today, and I just thought I would be in theme. So there you go. So I'm gonna kick it off with the order that I kind of cast these on. I feel like that's probably the best way to do it if I can remember what order I cast these all on in. But I think I started with my Monday sweater, so we will start there. And I do think this is the only one that you got one of the only ones you got an update on where it actually sits today. So what I did was with this pattern by Petite Knit, Monday sweater by Petite Knit, you start by casting on the collar. And so I did get that cast on. It actually will be a folded collar, so it will sit more like that will be the height of it. And the next step is actually to connect it and start knitting the raglan of the sweater. So I do have a stitch marker on here from Sassafras Knits. I got it at the Modern Skein. She had a trunk sale there. It's like a little pumpkin. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm knitting this on the called for needles. And the yarn that I'm using, if you watched my fall videos, sorry if this is repetitive, but just in case you didn't, this is Drops Kid Silk Mohair in the color 24, paired with Woolly Knit British Wool in the color Pine Forest Green, which I absolutely like. I love this color by itself. It's such a pretty deep, dark, tealy green, but with that pop of that brightness, it just brings this yarn to life. Like, I don't know, I just think it looks so pretty. I think it's gonna be gorgeous. So that is where we got on the Monday sweater. So the collar is done, and we will just be securing it down and starting the top portion of the raglan next time we pick this up. So that is that. I'm holding these in, most of these in tote bags. If I have a project bag, I will let you know. This tote bag is from the Makers Market that came to Houston, and I got it for free with my ticket. So there's that. The next one that I cast on, I think, was my Ingrid sweater, which is in here. So this is a tote bag that says, "I knit so I don't unravel," which is so true. This one has a few projects in it, so let me dig out the Ingrid sweater here. Yeah, this has 3 projects in it. Okay. So this one I did get a bit more done on because I got addicted to seeing it come to life. So let's see if we can hold this up where you can fully see it. It's rolling on itself a bit, but I did get through the entire top section incorporating all the stitches, and then I wanted to do the eyelet section and a little bit of the lattice section I did get done. So that is the back panel of the Ingrid sweater in a size small. This I am knitting in Holst Garn in the color Sugarsnap, held double and paired with Knitting for Olive Mohair in the color Dusty Rose. So 2 strands of the Holst Garn and 1 strand of Mohair to get gauge, and it just creates this really, really pretty mauvey pink color that I think is gonna be beautiful when it's all said and done. So that is where we got on the Ingrid sweater. The next one that I cast on was the Storm sweater. Actually, I think I worked on the Porcelain sweater, but then I had to fix all of that, and so the last thing I did was the Porcelain sweater, so we'll do that last. But the Storm sweater we just got to the point where we incorporated all of the back stitches onto the needles, and then I put it away. So yeah, this is where we got on that. This one I am also using Holst Garn in, this one is in the color Fenland. 2 strands of that paired with Knitting for Olive Mohair in the color Dusty Moose. So that is the color we're getting there. You can see that it has green in it when it's up against my sweatshirt. It does look like a grayish brown, but it has a lot of green in it. So I'm excited to see that one come to life. Then the next one that I worked on was the Hannah Cardigan My Size, which, spoiler alert, you already saw it if you watched the vlog. This is my favorite cast on, and I'm so excited. I am so excited to have this garment. You have no idea. So this is a a fisherman's rib cardigan that I am holding in a new project bag. This is from 5 to 6. I will link her shop below. I love it. It's very fall. And here we go with the Hannah Cardigan My Size. Look how beautiful the stitches look. And the increases, I've already gone over this in the vlog, but just so you guys can see it up close. And it is beautiful. So this is knit in Woolfolk Fleck in the color F1. I think it's also known as cream, which is this beautiful tweedy yarn. And then I'm holding that with Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in the color Snowflake. And it's the softest, squishiest, like I can't wait. I don't want to get makeup on it, but I can't wait. So just working flat, fisherman's rib right now until it measures a certain length. So it's in a really good spot and I love it. Okay, and then second to last is something that I completely revamped. So if you watched my fall plans, then you did not know the yarn that I was gonna knit this in, because I changed my mind when I was casting this on. So I ripped out my Aurelia pullover. I had already started it and I was knitting it in woolly knit British wool in the color Sage Green. And I just decided that I wanted it in a different, darker yarn that would maybe look a little better with my skin tone. If I was gonna put this much effort into it, I wanted it to be wearable. I wanted it to be something that I felt showed off the cables, but also like just was a good neutral and a good color for me to wear consistently. So we shifted gears and we recast on the Aurelia pullover. Let me find, there's the right side. I don't have much done, so there's really not much to see here, but I will hold it up for you. So you can kind of see the cables there if it will focus, maybe. There we go. So this is only a few rows. I've been doing 2 rows a day for the past couple of days. I think I've done 6 rows total for this one. And I am now knitting this in Holst Garn, another cone. And it is in the color Moreland, which is a deep, dark forest green. I'm not holding this with any mohair or anything. I'm just holding this double. And if you know Holst Garn, you know it blooms a lot when you wash it. So it's something that I think will look really pretty with the cables once it blooms and all that. So I just cast this on. I have done a few repeats of the cables. I'm highlighting as I go. So this one was kind of a just get it on the needles and you'll work at a pace that you can work. It takes me about 30 minutes to get through 2 rows on this, just because I'm not an avid cable knitter. So we're just gonna pick this up when we can and work on it. So that is my Aurelia pullover that is all cast on. And then last but not least is the one that I will probably work on first as a fall focus. And that is my Porcelain sweater by Lena or Lena Holmes Samso, I think her name is. So before this vlog, I had the back panel completely like on waste yarn and done to a certain point. And so I actually had to rework this. I cast on the shoulders on a work trip to Oklahoma this last week, or 2 weeks ago, and I cast on the wrong side. Like, I followed the wrong size when I cast on the shoulders, and I was gonna leave it and fudge it, as you saw, and I did not. I fixed it. So last night I got to the point where both shoulders are cast back on and it's joined in the front. I have not started the color work yet, so I didn't quite get back to where I was before I had to rip it out, but that's okay. It's kind of rolling on itself. It's funky to show you guys right now, but the shoulders are there. The neckline is the correct circumference now. So there's the neckline there. And I'm just gonna plug away at the color work next. So I'm excited to pick this back up, probably work on this a bit tonight, and yeah, so that is where we got with everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to continue sharing my progress on these projects. Y'all have a wonderful week, a wonderful fall, and I'll check back in with you guys next time. Bye.
Golden days drifting far away, light is leaving town.